Hello and welcome to Pearls of Paradise. My name is Courtney and I'm coming to you from Parma, Ohio, where I live with my husband and all of our yarn. Today is Friday, June 9th, when I'm recording this segment of the podcast, and I'm so glad that you're here. Welcome. If you are a new viewer, a special welcome to you, and if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. My Ravelry, Instagram, and Pokemon Go Friend code are all linked down below. I am most active over on Instagram, although I haven't been active over there lately. You can also find me in the Pearls of Paradise group over on Ravelry. Definitely join and check that out. So yeah, welcome. I'm going to go through some administrative things real quick. Firstly, last week I released a bonus episode. So if you haven't watched that, go check it out. I recap my time at Great Lakes Fiber Fest, and some of you had expressed some interest in my Sweets and Geeks purchases. You guys can see all that over there. That was a really fun, different kind of episode to do. So you can check that out. And my episode before that, episode 22, I announced our new craft along that will be starting August 1st. So you can find the details over there on episode 22, or you can head to, like I said, the Pearls of Paradise Ravelry group for more information on that. It's called the Kit and Caboodle Cal. Basically, all fiber crafts welcome. You just have to do something from a kit. So, like I said, more information, you can head to one of those two places to check that out. Okay, so first things first, after the admin, this is part of the admin. This podcast is being released later. Obviously, I don't think there is a usually anymore. I've been recording for the most part on Fridays and then releasing the same day. I am toying with the idea of releasing on Sundays now, every other Sunday. But I'd like to hear from you guys if that works for you, or if you like it coming out on Fridays so that you have the whole weekend to watch it. Whatever. I'm just kind of interested in what you guys think. Just kind of trying to figure out a way that's going to work the best for me while still bringing you guys great content. So that's kind of where we are with that. This is a busy weekend for me. So that's why this won't come out until Sunday. And I just don't have a ton of knitting to share right now. So I'm hoping that over the weekend, I'll have a little bit more knitting time than I've had the past couple of weeks. And I'll have more to share, but we'll see. So let's just get right into the knitting from here. I am not wearing any knitwear at the moment. So I don't have anything to talk about with that, but I do have a finished object, and that's the main reason I decided to record anything today. I'll be recording, I think, little bits throughout the weekend. So this might be a little more vlog style than we're used to. It might not. I have no idea how this is going to work out. We'll see. It's all an experiment, and this is just for fun, so it's fine. But I finished the baby booties. Oh my goodness. So I guess I should have mentioned, no, this will come out after. One of the things I'll be busy with this weekend is my friend Rachel's baby shower is this Sunday, and we are welcoming her little girl. And if you go back to episode 22, I talked about, I knit her a little hat, which I don't have here. I've already gotten it ready to go to the shower. So I don't have that handy, but I just finished these today and they are so sweet. I cannot think of the pattern name off the top of my head, which I should have looked at ahead of recording this, but I didn't, so oh well. I do know the pattern is by Little French Knits. They might just be Baby Booties, honestly. I don't think there's a fancy name, but I could be wrong. But they're so sweet. These worked up pretty quickly. I knit the second one pretty much this morning, and then seamed it this afternoon. I bought the ribbon at Joann Fabrics yesterday, and these are just so sweet. I do have them stuffed with a little bit of tissue. The yarn I used was, I think, like Bernat Baby Soft or Bernat Baby. It's fingering weight. It does appear to be discontinued, and I'm really not sure why. Acrylic is not my favorite, but I did not mind working with this at all. I felt like even I did run these through the wash with some Dreft, and the yarn held up really, really nicely. And it was fine to work with. I really don't know why they discontinued it. Unless they did what a lot of these big box store brands do sometimes, where they like discontinue a yarn, and then re-release it like a year later under a different name, which is just so annoying. But I don't think so, because I couldn't really find information on a similar yarn by Bernat. So anyways, these are my little booties. I just love them. So I'm hoping that my friend Rachel will love them too, and that they'll keep her little girl Autumn's feet warm come autumn. So she's due in August, and I believe these were 3 months, the size for these. There's only one size in the pattern, and it is a paid for pattern. Only one size in the pattern, which I wish that there was a 6-month size. But I think 3 months, that should be good. And then the hat that I knit, I talked about on episode 22, that is a 6-month size. But I thought that would be good. They're not the same yarn. They're not the same color. They're not meant to go together. But that way she's got something for, a little bit sooner, and then a hat that'll fit later on. So I just had to share those with you guys. And if I wait until Sunday, they will have been gifted and you won't get to see them. So there they are. They are just so utterly sweet. I think she's going to love them. Okay. I guess I'll just talk about, I only have 3 other things to talk about. A good chunk of my time went towards the baby booties and then a few other projects. So I don't have a ton to talk about. I may have updates later in the weekend. I'm not really sure. So I'll show you what, and all of these I got quite a bit done on. So first, let's go to my Confetti crop top. So the last time you saw this, I had 3 or 4 rows done, and you can tell this is where a lot of my knitting time this week has gone. By the way, just because you're probably hearing things, the windows are open. It is summer. This is just kind of the way it is. There are going to be some noises. My husband's home. We both took a 3-day weekend this weekend, so there's just going to be noises, and that's just the way it is because it's real life over here, and that's the way we like it. So here, I'll show you guys though. Anyway, this is my Confetti crop top, and I have finished with the lace portion, which let me try and see if I can show you guys. It's kind of hard to see it. Maybe? There we go. I think that's good. So I finished the lace portion. It is knit top down. It's paid for pattern, so I don't want to give too much away. But I am still on the yoke, at a point where I'm just going to knit straight stockinette for a few more inches before I divide for the sleeves. I have really, really, really been enjoying this. I'll be honest, after I started it, I wasn't sure that I was happy with it at all. I don't think so much the product, but more the process. I wasn't really enjoying, and I think the needles were not to blame, but I think it was the needles. So I had talked about, I got the Knit Picks. I got interchangeable needles from interchangeable needles. Yeah, that's right. It didn't sound right for a second. But anyways, I got interchangeable needles from Knit Picks. I had for the longest time been not anti-interchangeable, but anti-interchangeable for me. I am a Chalgu red lace girl. That is what I like. That is still my number one go-to desert island knitting needle. Love, love, love my Chalgu red lace. However, have you guys looked at the price of Chalgu interchangeables? They're expensive. Now, granted, it's fine. Like, they are so worth that. They are such amazing needles. But for my first interchangeable set, when I'm not sure I'm an interchangeable person, like, I just couldn't bring myself to spend like that kind of money on a set of needles in case I got interchangeables and was like, oh, I hate these, I'm not doing it. I also had recently knit a couple of different sweaters, I think a couple, at least one, on bamboo needles, and really enjoyed just clover bamboo needles, you know, and really enjoyed that process and the way that flowed and felt in my hands. So Knit Picks had a sale on their interchangeables, their wooden sets, and it was going to be less than half the cost of a Chalgu red lace set. So I decided to treat myself for my birthday and get these needles. And I had started this project, and honestly thought these needles are going to be the biggest regret. The biggest, like, regret purchase I have. I just was not enjoying it. And I don't even think it's the needles. I think it's me. It just took me some time to adjust to knitting with, like, truly wooden needles. And wooden needles of this thickness, this size, I guess. I don't think I've ever knit with wooden or bamboo needles that are, this is, I think, a size 4. I've never knit with wooden or bamboo needles that are that thin. No, I take that back. That's a lie. I have, but they're double points. No, I take that back. That's a lie. They're circulars too. Well, anyways, but I haven't knit with them very often. And I think it just took a little while. But they've grown on me. And I am starting to really enjoy knitting with these. It's nice. They make a nice little click, which is fun. I really like the rainbow. I don't know if you can see that rainbowy texture there, or color. It's so pretty. So yeah, and I am loving, as far as interchangeables go, I am loving the ease of switching out my cord lengths. It's been really nice as this yoke grows and the stitch it, you know, you get more stitches on your needles. It's been so nice to be able to easily swap out for a longer cord. And I don't know why. I think I thought that changing out the cord was going to be scary. Like, I guess I kind of envisioned all of my stitches falling off the needles, or the needle coming unscrewed from the cord. I don't know what I was thinking. But it felt scary to me, but it wasn't scary. It's not that hard. It's really easy. And these are also, I still think someday I want to get I want to get a set of Chalgu interchangeable needles. but I'm learning so much about what I like and do not like with these needles, which is great. So I do know, so let me pull that out. I think these are 5-inch long needles, and I do know when I get Chaogu ones, when I get my next set, I want 4 inches. I have pretty small hands, and 5-inch needles, it's just a lot of needle for me. So I'll probably get a smaller set at whatever point I do. I'll get the kind that have the 4-inch needle tips. So anyways, that is my Confetti crop top, my Knitatude, and my review, I guess, of these interchangeable needles. I think that needles in some cases, needles are really, how do I say this? In some cases, needles are really important. Like, obviously for lace knitting, you need something with a sharp, pointy tip. For yarn that is going to easily split, like non-plied cotton yarn or something, where it's just like strands held together, you might want something with a duller tip, that kind of thing. But I also think so much of needle preference really truly does boil down to preference. But I really like these. They're really great. Still, Chaogu red lace still is my desert island needle, but these are pretty awesome too. So the yarn I haven't really talked about. That is by HanaMadeIt. I believe it's her singleton base. It's 90% superwash merino, 10% linen, and the colorway is feline, and that is a single ply. Which, by the way, I love the drape on this. I'm really enjoying this yarn. Unfortunately, I don't believe she dyes anymore. I haven't seen her post anything in over a year, probably going on a year and a half. So she was very local to me, and I have not heard anything in over a year. So I am guessing she is not dying anymore. Hopefully nothing has happened to her and she's okay and just isn't dying. But anyways, I am really enjoying this yarn I've had in my stash for a long time. I've had the pattern for a long time. And it's just taken me a while to actually sit down and get this cast on. So, and this is my birthday cast on for this year. So it's been on my needles technically about a month, but I really only put work into it over the last week or two. So there's that. And it is living in this bag, which is by Mid-Mitten Designs. I love her bags. Okay. All right. That's enough. We can move on from my sweater, top, shirt. I would really like to have this done, I think, by the end of the month. I had been, if you've been watching for a while, you know, I had been working a lot on a vest for my husband, and I just didn't over the last couple weeks. I just haven't picked it up. I would still really like to get that done this summer so that he can wear it in the fall. But I've just sort of been in love with this. So this has taken the spot in the rotation that had been taking up. Anyways, there's that. So next up, we'll talk about these. So this is a bag that my friend Amy gave me. She used to make bags and sell them. She doesn't anymore. I love this one so much. It's so summery, and all the flamingos, like flamingo with the little drink and the little sun hat and the sunglasses. I love this one so much. And inside we have a sock with a heel. So this is the Hermione's Everyday Sock by Erica Lueder. And I feel like pretty much everybody has knit this sock. I think it's one of the most knit, has knit this pattern. It's like one of the most knit patterns on Ravelry, but I hadn't knit it yet. So I am knitting it. And I am sort of enjoying having the texture. I'm sort of finding it annoying to have to remember to put the texture in. It's not hard. I just lately I think I've wanted just a round and round vanilla sock, which we'll talk about in a minute. But the sock set is by Solstice Fiber Studio, and it is the Salesmen is the colorway, which is gorgeous. I am so enjoying the color, and I was here the last time where my little sheep is. So I got all the way through the leg, and I managed to put the heel in on Wednesday. And you can see it's a really pretty modified eye of partridge heel, which I think looks really pretty. It's in the pattern, and it is a free pattern on Ravelry, by the way, so I'm not giving anything away. Yeah. So I'm hoping to get this done decently soon so that I can start the second one. I would really like for fall to have 5 or 6 new pairs of socks at the start of the season. I don't think I finished a pair of socks this year yet. Like, these are the closest thing I finished to socks. And obviously I won't be wearing them. So I really would like to get 5 or 6 new pairs ready to go for fall. I also need to darn my socks from last year that have holes in them and things like that. So I would really like to have these done soon, so that I can get another pair on the needles. And also Crazy Sock Lady has her summer sock camp going right now. So it's just a good time to work on socks. And I love working on socks in the summer. It doesn't bother me to have a large project on my lap. I know for a lot of people, they don't like that. It doesn't bother me that much, hence why my sweater has gotten so much love. But I do really I feel like I'm a lot more social in the summer. I just have a lot of other things going on where I want to be able to knit and chat or knit in public more easily, I guess. I knit in public every single day pretty much, so it's not like big for me. By the way, tomorrow, which when you watch this will have been yesterday, I guess, is Worldwide Knit in Public Day. So I hope that all of you got out and knit in public. I will be knitting in public tomorrow for sure. Like I said, I knit in public just about every day. So, but in the summer, I feel like, in the winter, I feel like when I'm knitting in public, I'm mostly by myself or attending a lecture or something where I'm being passive with whatever the activity is and active in my knitting. And in the summer, I feel like those things flip. I have active activities, which sounds ridiculous, but, social things or, going to the zoo or going out places or things like that, where I need to be active, I need to be involved in what's going on, and my knitting needs to be more passive. And socks, like the leg of a sock, first of all, the leg of the sock is my favorite part of the sock to knit. I love knitting the legs of socks. Like, I know a lot of people, maybe not a lot, but I know knitting machines are starting to really take off. Like, a lot of people are starting to get interested in those. And I've seen people who are like, oh yeah, you can do a pair of socks really fast. You crank a tube and then you just put in the heel and toe. And honestly, that and cuff maybe, I don't even know. But honestly, like, I listen to people talk about that. And if that is you and that's your jam, that's awesome. That's amazing. I love that for you. But for me, I'm like, well, wait, you're missing the two fun parts of the sock. I love knitting the leg and I love knitting the foot, which apparently are the parts other people don't like. But I love how you can just passively knit on a sock in the summer while you're out with friends or exploring a town or whatever, or walking around a zoo or whatever you're doing or at the park. So I need more socks on my needles. I need more like 9-inch circular sock needles. That is the way that I prefer to knit socks. I have knit pairs all the ways. Magic loop. I've done DPNs. I do like magic loops still for socks that have a pattern on one side, like a cable running up the front or something, and then a plain back. I do like them for that sometimes. But overall, I'm a 9-inch circular person. Again, my tiny hands, I find this really, really comfortable and really easy. And I like that it's round and round and round. Again, easy for socializing. Yeah. Okay, this is the episode where I guess I'm going to rant about needles. I don't know. Maybe we will have a full episode here because I didn't think we were going to, but I've now gone on 2 tangents about needles and socks and I don't know. That's okay. That is a-okay. Okay, the last thing that I have to show you today, I said there wasn't much. You guys are probably so sick of seeing this project because I'm so tired of it being on my needles. I want it off my needles. Not that if you've been around, you already probably know what this is. It's living in my Faith's Thread Evolutions bag because we are Pokemon fans here. And by the way, if you play Pokemon Go, tomorrow is Axew Community Day. I will be participating. I am very excited. Okay, so I don't know where I even left off last time. I never moved my progress keeper because I think the last 2 or 3, maybe even 4 times I've shown you these socks, I have said that the next episode, they'll be a finished object. And they clearly are not a finished object yet. But I really do think this time, I really think this is the time. Next episode. You wait and see. Next episode. Maybe. No promises. Maybe even later this episode. Can I get my act together this weekend and finish these? Maybe. I think it's more realistic than it's ever been. So anyways, sock number 1 that has been done for quite a while. And I did not have second sock syndrome. That was not the problem. I had first sock syndrome. Second sock is actually going faster, I think. So I am not sure exactly where I was. I was somewhere on the leg, I believe. But I know I was somewhere on the leg. I put the heel in, and I'm all the way through the gusset, and I'm on the foot, and I'm pretty... It's probably harder for you guys to see, but I don't have a whole lot of foot left to go. Just about 1.5 inches or so, maybe. So not a lot of foot left to go. I knit most of the foot last night. We went to the drive-in to see The Little Mermaid, the new one. You guys, it was awesome. I loved every second of it. I can't go to regular movie theaters. They're a migraine trigger for me. And we discovered last year that the drive-in does work for me. So I only get to 1 or 2 movies a year now. So when I go to a movie, it's a big deal. So I was dressed in my Ursula themed outfit with my favorite things shawl, or my sister's favorite things shawl by Cozy Up Knits. That's like purples and and we're all black, and I had my Ursula seashell necklace on by Tanis Gray, I think it's Tanis Gray from her Disney knitting book. I talked about that back in January. That was, I believe, my first finished object of the year. So that was great. It was an amazing movie. It was so much fun. I had a great time. We'd been listening to the soundtrack all week nonstop, so it was great. And I knit most of the foot while we were there. So that's really special that, you know, this has that memory knit into it. And this yarn, the black, is just Knit Pick Stroll in black. And the other yarn is from Fangirl Fibers, her Disney Yarn of the Month Club from 2022. And this one is called Prince Ali Ababwa, and it's Aladdin inspired. So we were also sitting in the car, obviously, waiting for the movie to start. And, you know, we had our radio tuned to the station there, and they play other songs and stuff ahead of, like, we were the first car in line waiting for them to open. Okay, I was very excited. Very excited. So we're sitting there, we're listening to like the drive-in stuff. Once we're in our spot, we've got our popcorn and everything. And Arabian Nights comes on, and I was like, oh, this is perfect because I'm knitting my Aladdin sock. And it was just great. So these might be a finished object by the end of the episode. Or if not, they'll probably be a finished object by the end of next episode. Because I really, really, really want to cast on new socks. You guys, I need to get through these so that I can have a different sock on my needles. It is time. I cast these on back in January. Okay, if I'm being completely honest, I don't know what it was, but I did not enjoy knitting these. And I don't know why. It's the same vanilla sock pattern I love. It's not the pattern. I don't know. I have a hunch. So I think part of it is this yarn to me is kind of Halloween-y with the purple and the greens and then the flecks of orange. And I think maybe for me, January just wasn't the right time for that. But I think even more than that, oh, and even see, the Progress Keeper is Ursula. We were just so on theme. It was amazing. I actually think it was the black because it's just so hard. Like, it's hard for me to see when I'm doing my heel and stuff. And I don't know. I don't know if I knit these, if I was starting from scratch today, if I would choose black as the heel toe and cuff color for these. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it looks bad. I think I'll enjoy wearing it. But I just wonder if there was another color I could have chosen that would have made me happier as far as the process went. But at this point, we're almost done, and I do think they look quite Halloween-y. So I'm excited to wear these in October for Halloween time. I think they'll be really fun. And actually, now that I'm pulling out the heel, they kind of are a little Nightmare Before Christmas-y. Like, I don't know. I don't know why that makes me feel like that, but it does. Okay, so that's all the knitting I have for you as of right now. Tomorrow, I'll be going to the Mid-Ohio Fiber Fair in Newark, and we are spending the night down in Granville, an Airbnb we went to last year and loved. So really looking forward to that. I will talk to you guys throughout the weekend. I do have the baby shower on Sunday, so this is going to be just a little bit of pieces, parts, all pulled together. I will try to remember to take footage at the Mid-Ohio Fiber Fair since I neglected to take any at the Great Lakes Fiber Show, but we'll see. So anyways, I will chat with y'all later. Bye. Hi friends, and just like that, I'm back. So today is now Sunday, June 11th. We got home about 15 minutes ago from our very packed whirlwind weekend. That was so much fun. So I'm going to fill you in on the knitting I got done, which wasn't a whole, well, it was a lot, but not a whole lot at the same time. What I picked up from the Mid-Ohio Fiber Fair, and recap our weekend for you. So, knitting. Remember how I said that these were going to be a finished object? They're not. No. Now, I had the best of intentions. Okay. So we pulled out of the driveway, we get on the main road, we start, I'm like, okay, I've got about a little over a 2-hour drive. Perfect. I can get this pair of socks done, work on some other socks. It's going to be great. And I was almost at the toe. I was closer to the toe than I thought. So I started where Ursula is, and I got this far because I ran out of yarn for the toe. I know I have more of this black yarn, the Knit Pick Stroll, somewhere. But I have to dig it out, and I didn't have it with me. So we are officially on the toe. But that's how that went. It just wasn't meant to be, obviously. So I got those that far done. And I thought, you know what? So Friday night, after I recorded the first part of this episode, I decided to go ahead and wind up some yarn for another pair of socks because I thought I would be getting these off of my needles and I wanted to just get another pair started. So I thought it'd be nice if I had another vanilla pair going so that I could just knit and walk and knit at dinner and things like that and not have to worry. And I got this much done. I started these on the way down to Mid-Ohio Fiber Fair after I discovered I wasn't going to be able to finish the other sock. And I finished the cuff on the drive down. I knit the whole cuff. And I had just started on the regular, on the self-striping yarn. And I got all the way to, let's see, the beginning of this orange stripe yesterday. Actually, no, the beginning of this teal one here. I did all of that yesterday just while we were walking around and having dinner and hanging out at a cidery and all kinds of stuff. But look at these colors. And then on the way back today, which was a shorter drive because we weren't coming home directly. We were going, well, I needed to go to a baby shower, which was a little bit further south of where I live, near where I work. So it wasn't quite as long of a drive home. And I'm getting this all tangled. There we go. I knit the whole heel on the way home. And I got most of the gusset done at the baby shower. So that was very exciting. So let's talk about the yarn. Hopefully I have the ball band in here, but I don't think I do. Oh, yes, I do. Okay. So this yarn is Pokemon inspired. It's inspired by Charmander. So if you can see, I have my little, this came with the yarn my husband bought for me a while ago. Little Charmander stitch marker. He's hanging out there. And the gray is just called gray. The gray is by Cornbread and Honey in her sock base. And it's what I knit my rainbow sweater out of for my baby niece who will be born probably within the next 24 hours. So it's very exciting. But I thought it'd be really special knowing that she's going to be born this weekend or this week, either today or tomorrow. Probably tomorrow in this gray, since I've been thinking a lot about her, and I thought it'd be nice to have a little piece of that sweater in my socks. So that's how I chose the heels, toes, and cuff color. And I think it just works so well with this. All right, so the yarn's inspired by Charmander. The dyer is String Theories Colorworks, and it says Inertia. I'm assuming that's the base. The colorway is called Cynops Cyanurus, and it's self-striping. It is just, I just love it. It's an 80-20 blend, 80% merino, superwash merino, I believe, and 20% nylon. And it's just wonderful. The yarn is really bouncy, really luscious. I really am enjoying knitting these. And it has been a while. I think since last summer, maybe last summer was the last time I did a pair of self-striping socks. I think it was last summer. So I have really, 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 really enjoyed having these on my needles for the last day and a half. I love it. So I have a feeling these will get done pretty soon. Although I do have a large batch project I'm going to be working on soon, but I'm going to save that for next time to talk about. I'm not going to talk about it too much today. So we'll see how many socks I can pump out this summer. But I would love to have these and I would love the 3 pairs of socks that are currently on my needles, not counting my Pink Nightmare socks, which I haven't done anything with in a while. These 3 that I've talked about this episode, I would really love to have done by the end of June. I don't know how doable that is, but maybe. I mean, I knit like more than half a sock this weekend right here. So we'll see. But anyways, these are my Charmander socks and I love them. There's no them yet, but I love it. Okay, and it's living in my Pokemon bag with Charmander right there. Love it. And, okay. That's the knitting I got done. Just that, which is actually quite a bit, so that's fine. Now let's see what I got. So the first 2 things I'm going to show you are actually going to be prizes for the Kit and Caboodle Cal. Or Mal, or whatever, Craft Along. Kit and Caboodle Craft Along that I'm running. Like I said earlier, you can find the information over on Ravelry or in episode 22. I've talked about it there. But I haven't had prizes yet. So I did pick up 2 things. I'm going to try and pick up a few more things throughout the summer, up until probably the end of the Cal, to put together some really nice prize packages for you guys. So the first one that I picked up is a kit for the shortcut cowl. So someone will win this. And this kit was put together Created For You by Laura. And look at those colors. And of course, I mean, you don't have to use it to knit this. You could use the yarn for whatever you want. But that's one prize that there will be. So there's that. Someone will win that. And then the other one I bought from Yarn Bird's Yarn Truck. And this pattern is the Forget Me Not Mitts. It's another kit from the Alpaca Yarn Company. And that's the yarn. So someone will win one kit and someone will win the other. And like I said, I'm going to get some odds and ends things to put with them to kind of make a more complete prize packages. So yay, there's that. I feel like it's a real knit along now that there's real prizes and not just me hoping to get prizes. So hopefully that will inspire you all to go, get your kits out. And that's the other thing I wanted to mention. I don't know for sure, but I would think that if you go to either Yarn Birds, and birds is spelled with a Y, website, you can probably get this kit. And they had these kits with all different colors too. So if these aren't your colors, but you like the idea of this mitt kit, you could always head over there and see if they have them available to order. And same with this one, you can probably go check out Created For You by Laura, which I'll have a little more information on her in just a minute, and get a kit for this cowl. She had a sample there. It was really cute. Honestly, I kind of wanted to keep this one because I got it and I really like it. I think it's really, really fun. Although we all know I have enough minis, I could probably kit myself up a kit for this pattern. It's really nice. Anyways, so there's those two. So that's what I picked up for you guys. And now let's talk about what else I picked up. So, I don't know, I'm just going to reach in. Oh, these two go together. I got these two lovely skeins that are blowing out. They are much darker and deeper in person. More like here with this one. They're showing up a little more magenta or red wine, and in person they're a lot deeper. But anyways, these are from Bewitched Pigments, and she has a magenta, and these are worsted weight, 2 skeins of worsted weight, and I was hoping to mostly buy worsted weight at the show. I realized just looking through patterns and thinking about my stash what I was missing. And I really don't have a lot of worsted and Aran weight, but looking at patterns, I have a lot of worsted and Aran weight patterns in my queue that I'd like to knit that I haven't knit because I don't really have the yarn. So I kept looking through and it was like, well, nobody has worsted weight here, really. There's not a lot. But Bewitched Pigment sure did. So I was going to order a sweaters quantity for the Cinnabar sweater, which has been in my queue for a long time. And I saw they had a skein of actual magenta, a couple skeins. And I asked if they had more, and they didn't. And for the next month or so, they can't take custom dye orders as they're in the process of moving. So it's okay. I'll probably order a sweater quantity at some other time, but they're kind of having to move suddenly. They just found out, and they're trying to find a house, and anyways, they're going through it, and I really wanted to be able to support them. So we walked away for a few minutes, got on Ravelry. I found a shawl pattern, and unfortunately, I can't remember the name of it. And I thought, I am just going to get 2 skeins of worsted weight to use for this shawl pattern. And I wish I could remember the name of it, but I can't. It's got lace. I think there might be a cable running through it. I don't remember, but it's really pretty. And so I picked up these 2. And the colorway is called The Lovers. And it is truly such a deep, like, mysterious, romantic color. It's showing up way too bright on camera. I don't know. I can't get it to show up right, but oh, it's gorgeous. It is so pretty. So that was, I think, that might have been the first thing I bought. That might have been the first thing. So anyways, Bewitched Pigments. This is their Enchantment base, which is the worsted weight. Oh, so excited to knit with these. So pretty. I really tried at this show to, again, buy from dyers I haven't bought from before. Now, you may remember my last episode, 22.5, that my brother did buy yarn from Bewitched Pigments for me to knit something for him, but I have not bought from Bewitched Pigments, but I have now. And like I said, they had worsted, not a lot of worsted there, so that worked. So that was good. So that was my first purchase. And then I got from, now, okay, this is from Created For You by Laura. And I have purchased from her before. However, I only had bought the Spring Violet mini skein that I used in my niece's rainbow sweater. So technically I had, but I felt like that kind of didn't count. Like it counted, but it didn't count. So I really wanted to buy an actual skein that I could really do something with. And this is on her DK base. And I don't know. I didn't see a colorway on this at all. It just kind of lists colors that she used on here, I guess. Which is sort of a bummer. I really like colorway names. This is also way out of my wheelhouse. I don't know why I wanted it so badly, but I did. It just called to me, even though this is totally outside of what I would normally do. So here is her business card. Oh, there we go. So look her up. And obviously I bought the kit for you guys there, but yeah, I think this would be really fun with a more neutral color and use this as color work maybe or something. I don't know. Oop. A hat. I don't know, but it's really fun. So that was my second purchase. And then I went to the Yarnbirds truck. I got the kit for you guys. And she had more of those mystery bags like I got at Great Lakes Fibers show. And so I grabbed another one. And I figured, well, they might all be Fangirl Fibers, but that's okay. I love Fangirl Fibers. So the first thing I pulled out was from Fangirl Fibers. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Oh yeah, you can see that. It's a little pink elephant stitch marker. I just love that. Elephants are my favorite animal. And I'm going through a whole pink phase at the moment. So I loved that. That was lovely. And I assumed the yarn would be Fangirl Fibers, but it's not. And it's from a dyer I don't even know that I've ever heard of them before. And I know I haven't used them or purchased them. It is Tot Le Matin. It's French. I'm so sorry to anyone who actually speaks French because I don't. Yarns. There we go. And it's these two. Look, okay, first off, this yarn is so soft. Like it feels so good. I don't know if it's like, it just says 100% superwash merino. I don't know if it's super fine or if it's the way it's spun, but it's so soft. And these are so beautiful. The pink is showing up way brighter than it is in real life. I just think that these would make a lovely shawl or something. They need to be together. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but they absolutely have to stay together. They are just stunning. So I really love those. Really, really love them. So I was very pleased with that. And then the last thing that I bought was another dyer that I have seen at many, many shows. I've walked through her booth and I just haven't come away with a skein. And it's not anything to do with the dyer or the yarn or anything. It's just that honestly, if I could support all the dyers and buy all the things, I would. But gosh, I just can't. So anyways, this time I was like, this is one I'm going to get a skein from her. So this is Allegheny Fiber Arts. And look at this skein. She had a sample knit up, a shawl knit in this. And this is, the yarn I just showed is fingering weight. I don't think I mentioned that. This is a DK weight because worsted and DK is really where I have a bunch of holes. And the colorway is Frozen Speckles. But anyway, she had a shawl knit up in this and it was just, as soon as I saw it, it was like, I need whatever that is. But, oh, it's so pretty. So many colors in there, so many speckles. And she does, she uses, I want to say, eco-friendly dyes and then sets them with an eco-friendly citric acid or something, so they don't leave as big of a footprint, like a carbon footprint or whatever. So that was kind of neat. She was telling us about that. I wish I could remember in more detail what she said, but anyways. So that's all I got. I didn't end up taking a lot of footage of the show, and the reason is, okay, I feel weird sometimes taking footage when there's a lot of people, and I also feel weird taking footage when there's not a lot of people. And it's a smaller show, and it was very quiet when we were there. There just were not a lot of people. I'm not sure if they were all there at a different time. It did seem like, actually, I know there were fewer vendors this year than there were last year. I'm pretty sure. There were quite a few that I recalled seeing that weren't there this year. So, including some of the ones that I had purchased from. So I don't know. It was a nice show. It was nice. It was just very small. So I didn't end up really taking a lot of footage. Part of it too is just the way it was set up. It's kind of under a long overhang thing, like market area. And there were only vendors on one side of the row for the most part, other than the Yarnbird's truck was across from Created For You by Laura. So it was just like one long row of vendors. So it also didn't, I don't know. It wasn't very, I don't know. Anyway, I just didn't end up taking a lot of footage of that. But I did, which I'll include, I did take some footage of other pieces of our trip. And if you're interested, I'm going to talk about that now. So like I said, we went down to Newark, Ohio for Mid-Ohio Fiber Fair, and I had compiled a short list of things to do in the area that we really wanted to do while we were down there. So we went to a used bookstore well, it's used and new, I guess. I think. Yeah, they had a new section too. Used and new bookstore in Newark. Right across from where they were having the fiber fair. We didn't get anything at that bookstore, but we did walk around. They had some cats there also, and it was really a cool bookstore. Lots and lots of things. I found it a little bit overwhelming, I think because I come from a library background. I'm very used to everything being very organized and being able to find everything. And not that it wasn't organized, it was. It just wasn't organized in the fashion that I'm used to. So we spent some time in there, though. We didn't end up getting anything. And then we headed over to Drip Dreams Ice Cream. You guys, if you're ever in Newark, you have got to go. It was so good. I mean, we had such a hard time even deciding what to get. So we each got one of their dream shakes, which are milkshakes that are like super extra. So I got, I think, like the dirt cup or something. And my husband got the Sloopy shake or something. I don't know. But mine had like Oreos on a skewer and gummy worms, and it was really good. And my husband's had like peanut butter Buckeyes and stuff. It was really awesome. So that was delicious. The woman working at the counter was friendly and did a great job. And it was just a cool place. So really enjoyed that. Then we did walk around the square in Newark for Pokemon Go Community Day. We each got some shinies. There were a lot of people playing, so we were able to do some raids. That was fun. Then we headed to our Airbnb, took a little rest, and headed into Granville, which is where we stayed. We stayed there last year. Loved it. Loved that little town. So we walked up to their bookstore, which I didn't get any footage of. Again, another used and new bookstore. We went there last year. I think it's called The Reader's Garden. If you're in Granville, check it out. It's great. And we each bought a book. My husband bought the book Caraval. I don't remember who it's by. And I bought a new copy of The House on Pooh Corner by A.A. Milne. So very excited about that. And then we went to dinner at De y Noche, which we went there last year and loved it. It was like the best food. Absolutely loved it. Had a lovely dinner there. And then we walked down and across the street to Seek No Further Cidery, where we got apple cider slushies, and they had a lovely little garden area where you could just sit. So I sat and I knit, and it was wonderful. And then we just went back to our Airbnb for the rest of the evening. And we had walked to the grocery store too for a couple things, but absolutely wonderful. And then we came back this morning before we left, we went to the station, which was really close to where our Airbnb was. We stopped there on our way out of town for lattes. Oh my word. So good. It's so cute in there. It is in an old railroad depot that they have redone, and it is, if I lived closer, I would be in there so often. It was lovely. The coffee was fabulous. It was wonderful. Really, really great. Then we headed home. Well, not home. We headed to the baby shower. My friend Rachel did love the booties and the hat that I made. So that was good. It was a lot of fun. Hung out with my work friends, former coworkers and current coworkers. So that was really lovely. So all in all, it was a great weekend, but I'm glad to be home. And it is now 5 o'clock. I am very tired. We have a lot to do around here. So I am going to go. This won't be edited very well, but you know what? It is what it is. I will put some footage of our trip at the end. And yeah. Whew. So I hope that you all find some time to do some crafting in your little corner of paradise, unless you live in Parma also. And I will find some time to do some crafting over here in my little corner of Paradise. I'd love it if you'd like and subscribe. If you haven't done that, I'd really appreciate it. And leave a comment if you want to. That would be amazing as well. And join the Ravelry group. I will see you in a couple weeks, friends. Bye.